Now, what I'm going to be showing you now is something that every data analyst should learn. Now, in front of here, we have the Power BI. Power BI is a business intelligence tool that's usually used by data analysts to, carry out visualization and, displaying reports. All right, and then we have different ways to import data into the Power BI. In front of us here, we can see the interface once we open the Power BI desktop. Now, I already have this software installed in my system. If you don't have it, in the description, you can click on it to download this to your system. Now, this software is a standalone program that you can install. Right, we have the free version and then we have the pro version of this Power BI. The pro version allows you to, share your work online, when you are trying to collaborate with other, let's say, data analysts. Now, what I'm going to be taking you through in this video is to show you how we can import data from PostgreSQL. All right, so PostgreSQL is a relational database management system which allows us to write queries to carry out data analysis. So right here we have different ways to import data to the to the Power BI. And one of them is you can import it from Microsoft Excel by clicking on here. So once you click on import from Excel, you'll be taken to your system, and then using any of these within your directory, you can locate your Excel files, usually in XLSX. All right, so you can import files in Excel format and then to your Power BI. Then we have other ways of doing that, which is by getting data from, by clicking on the getting data, then going to more. Now we have the different data connectors in Power BI. All right, so let's go to database, and clicking on database, we have this option that says PostgreSQL database. We already have this app installed in our system. We already have the pgadmin. So pgadmin is a graphic user interface which helps us to interact with the Postgres, relational database management system. Right, so within the system, I already downloaded, the Postgres software. So I downloaded the software in my Windows PC, and then I was able to install and follow the whole process. Chose my password and then a user, and the user is usually localhost, and then my password, and then I had to install also the pgadmin. So in the description of this video, you'll be seeing the links to download pgadmin, the PostgreSQL, and also the Power BI to follow along these lectures. Now, I quickly launched this pgadmin. Once I launched the pgadmin, I had to impute, choose the Postgres version that I have. So I have two versions of it here. That's why you can see the 16 and 9.5. So I'm using the latest one to create this database. So I already have this database called the DBT rentals, exercises, and the rest. Now, if you've not been following my lectures, you can actually watch the videos on restoring files to your pgadmin. Now, once I click on, let's assume that, let's say I want to work with this database. All right, the DBT rental. So I go to query tools. So here I can write the query so we can see the number of, tables that we have in. So here I can write select everything from. So I have what is called the customer table. So once I run this query, we have the result here. So these are the different tables, the different columns we have for this table. So to view your tables, you can go to schema and then you scroll down to tables. So once you open the table, we can see all the tables available in this particular database called the DBT rentals. Now what we want to do is to import these tables into Power BI. So these are Power BI, and then what we are looking at is to use these data connectors to connect to PostgreSQL server. So I click on there and then I click on connect. So on connecting, we have to impute the server. By default, we are using a local server. And if you go to any of the browser and just type local host or server address, you will see that we have it to be 1270.0. So copy this the way it is on your screen. So copy it, and then let's go here and paste it. So this is going to be the server 127.0.0.1. So that's the default URL for a local host. Now the database name is called DVD rental. So once I do that, we have options to either to direct query or to import. So what we want to do is to import. So I click on OK. All right, so once I've clicked on OK, we can see that this data has been fetched into our into the Power BI. Now, this is because there's another option that's supposed to pop up, but because I've already done something like this, you're supposed to be asked your password. That is, every first time you are trying to connect to PostgreSQL, you'll be asked a password, and this password is usually the password that you used while installing Postgres in your PC. So whenever you are asked such, and you also be asked to input a username, the default username is usually Postgres. All right, so the correct spelling is going to be something like this: Postgres. So this is the username, the default username. So once you put in the username, you input your password. All right, so once you input your password, you can now connect to here. So right here, we can choose to select any of the columns, any of the tables we want to import to Power BI, so we could carry out visualization. Let's just say this and then select related tables we want to import. And then we can click on transform data. Please remember that transforming data will take us to the Power Query Editor. So using the Power Query Editor, we can begin to carry out some different data transformation techniques. And what are these data transformation techniques? Now, these data transformation techniques include such as, let's say, you can choose to remove some rows which you don't really want. You can, remove some error values, and then there are many other things you can do with this. All right. Now we have here the rental table, we have the payment table, we have the address, and then we have the customer. So once you click on any of them, you can actually begin to carry out some transformation. And then once you are done with this, please make sure you click all of them and then you refresh it. So if there are any lapses, it will update your data. So once you are done with this, the next is just to close and apply, and then we can have this data, updated to our Power BI desktop. Right, so we can see we are loading it here. So I think I've been able to cover. This is a way to import files from or tables from PostgreSQL to Power BI. So if you really love this content, I would like you to share the video to your friends, share the videos to your colleagues or your course mates, your classmates, or to other online learners to get value from these classes. All right, so I really thank you so much, and I would love to see you next time.